positive impact, but also there's a dark side to it as well. So first of all, the dark side is...
She was just being normal. I was in a private school until year 8, and then I moved to a sports school. And the reason I moved because I wanted to play soccer.
Yes.
So I said, Dad, I want to be a soccer player now. I was doing karate before, but I wanted to be a soccer player, and I wanted to go to that school because the best coach in town is there in the state. And I was bad soccer player to start with. And from year 8, year 9, year 10, by year 10, I played for the state. So he transitioned me from nothing to a player who is representing the state. And I know the value of coaching, and when the power of somebody who knows you intimately, your mistakes and your weaknesses and your strengths, and then teaches you appropriately, and then pushes you hard enough to know that, and then we would not take a leave because the coach was so good. I used to I've never been to any family events, or I would never miss 2 sessions, morning and evening, during holidays.
Gee.
So 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the evening for the next 3 years. And that converted a rough into a player play for soccer for the state. And I think that's a very strong value. My dad was a hockey player.
Yes.
and sports was very common across all three of us. Sports was very common. So for you playing hockey, and I think sports teaches a lot in terms of work ethic and sportsman spirit. How sports has impacted your life, the way you see things and the way you coach further?
Yeah, there's no doubt it had a profound positive impact, but also there's a dark side to it as well. So first of all, the dark side is to be at that elite level, you need to be very selfish with your time, the amount of time you need to train. So the dark side of that is you have to become quite selfish.
Yeah.
So I look back now in my early 20s, I was looking at my family because I needed to be very, very selfish, but also you have to believe you're worthy. So you've got to be very careful of that belief, turn into a blind arrogance. And I look back now thinking, there was aspects of my behaviour at the time when I was selfish and I was arrogant, which you needed to be in order to actually compete at that level. Because if you have self-doubt, that just eats away at you, and you become risk-averse and make so many mistakes. So I look back at that. That's probably the dark side of it, and it's something most important to be aware of it, I guess, perhaps to just counter that selfishness and that arrogance. On the other side, positives it teaches you is that discipline, where it's one question, whether it's alumni or chatting to people who got to the top of their game, not just sport, in whatever endeavour they're in. You had talent, you had to work hard. What would be the percentage of the talent versus work ethic for you to get where you are? And everyone says 80 to 90% hard work. So anything that you do in your life that is special and you value, you've got to work hard for it. So for me, sport is a good example. I mean, music's another one too. Without that hard work with your instrument, you'll never become master or try and master that instrument. So the discipline is the first part. Team sports is also wonderful as well, because you learn how to be part of a team, a follower. And there's times when you need to be selfless and you need to follow where the team's going and where the leaders are. And to be successful in life, there's times you need to be a follower. Knowing when is the right time to do that is important. But also you learn wonderful leadership skills, whether it's you're given an opportunity to be a leader, but also watching others around you. You learn lots of wonderful lessons, but also lessons that are not so good. You think, well, gee, I'll make sure I won't repeat that, with the way that I try and lead people. So, yeah, sports certainly, there's many positive aspects, and something I talk about to the students my whole career as well has been about winning with good grace and losing without excuse. So, learning how to lose. And in the end, it's no one else's fault. It's not the umpire's fault. It's not someone else in the team. We did the best we could, and we came up short. We didn't take our opportunities, or we didn't work hard enough, or we didn't stick to the patterns and structures. So, there's good lessons in that you don't always get what you want in life, even though you're a good person and you've worked hard. But also on the other side, when you win, doing it with good grace, not being one of those winners that is rude and arrogant and obnoxious. There's good lessons in that as well.
Yeah. And then there's a win and a loss cycle. So, it'll come back to you.